Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stella Woman Show, the show that brings you thriving women's stories, knowledge, and experiences so that you too can learn one or two things, be inspired, make a change in your life. We're here to move light from one woman to another, change perspective, and reveal possibilities. And this is an amazing time. It is towards Mother's Day celebration. In the UK, we celebrated Mother's Day already, but International Mother's Day, where most countries celebrate, is due in May, and we're excited to be part of that and to celebrate motherhood internationally. And so this is our Mother's Day edition. My name is Stella Olivia Kikoya, and I'm your host and editor-in-chief of the Stella Woman magazine. So today, we welcome an amazing woman who we interviewed before in our leadership issue, Rene Byrd. Rene, welcome to the Stella Woman Show once again.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure. A lot happened previous to me speaking to you, and so much more has happened since. So it's
Yes.
lovely to see your team and meet you again and your audience. So thank you for giving me this time.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. We are really excited to have you here because what you shared then and what you're going to share today is the light we want to bring to the world. Is the real light. And we couldn't miss. And I've been looking at you, looking at all the light you put out in the world, and I kept thinking, I have to bring that light once again. It's really deep, and I'm sure our subscribers and listeners are waiting to be revealed. So Renee is many things, and I'm going to just briefly talk about it, and she will expand on what she is. She is a British singer, songwriter, and award-winning creative visionary, a founder and host of the Who Am I Talk podcast. She's also a founder of Rene Byrd London, a luxury lifestyle brand rooted in identity, confidence, and empowerment. Beyond her work in music and media, Rene's most transformative journey has been becoming a mother at 48 following IVF. After years of waiting and hoping and navigating emotional, physical, and spiritual complexities of fertility treatment, she welcomed her first child in November 2024. Almost there. And her story is a story of faith, resilience, delayed dreams, redefining what is possible for women later in life. I'm going to stop here, Renee. I want you to expand on that.
Thank you. What a beautiful introduction. Thank you to your audience. Yes, it's been a journey. My music, my creativity is rooted in music. That's my first love, being a singer. Been doing that a long time. And when I released my single in 2019, I had to pivot because obviously 2019 was pre-COVID. And when I released it, I had to think of a new campaign, a new way of being connected to my audience. And I couldn't make it about myself. So at the time, I fought long and hard with my brother called Tesley, and we created, which was at the time just a live kind of function where I would interview people, mainly a lot of my friends in the industry, as well as just helpers at that time, nutritionists, fitness instructors, hairstylists, to help us along that journey. Little did I know how many months and years later, 62 episodes later, I ended up winning awards and being nominated for the Online Influence Awards, and then actually getting awards in innovation. So I pivoted. It was a conversation. I like to talk, and I didn't really think much of it. I'm not a presenter. I wasn't trying to move in that space. And it seemed to happen naturally. So I was sharing people's stories, and everyone has a story behind them. And then I found myself also being interviewed, like what you're doing now, about my story and how I had to grow. And, you know, we did a remarkable thing, me and my husband in 2024. We had our little boy, which was the most beautiful thing. But I didn't even know, I'll be honest with you, the waiting, as someone in my 30s or early 40s, didn't know I would ever have children. I was just focused on my career. But I remember my grandmother, I come from a very religious family, a woman in Christ. She used to say to me, wait on the Lord. And I never understood that until now. And it's the most powerful word she could ever have given me,
Oh,
because you have to wait. It's never your decision. It's never your path. It's always him. And I understand that. And when I hear the song, there's a song by actually Coco, who used to be in a group, and she sung a song called "The Wait and the Lord." And I heard it the other day on the Sunday it happened to be, and it brought me to tears. So anything that you want or inspire to, you have to wait on him. It's not your calling. It's nothing to do with you, really. It's his decision. And a lot of us as individuals, we always think that we can push the path, and a lot of the time it's already been decided. But you got to have faith. And I had faith, and I had a dream that I would have a child one day, but I just didn't know when. And yeah, we could go on about the journey. It was IVF, so that was kind of some different to what you'd think I would be as a woman in Christ. But I prayed really long and hard about it, and the way it happened, and how easy it happened, I know God's hand was all over it, all over it. There was no obstacles for that whole journey. It just bam, 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 pregnant, healthy child, healthy pregnancy. So I knew it was him. And I look at my son, and he's a gift.
he's a special gift. That is amazing. That's really, really powerful. Your grandma giving you that
Yeah.
phrase or that sentence or those words, wait on on the Lord. Can you expand more on that? Because I feel it's absolutely significant.
Yeah. I think a lot of the time, we as individuals, we work hard, we have plans, we have goals, we write it down. We think we're going to have it and achieve things by a certain time, or we have a mapped out plan of our life.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish it could go like that. A
Yeah.
lot of the time, it's completely out of our control. We have to do the work, because I'm a strong believer, it has its scripture, faith without works is dead anyway. So you can't expect that you're going to have a life fulfilled without the work that you put in. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the time, we try to plan and push forward things, and we do wait, we do pray, we do think, we do ponder. But a lot of the time, the direction that we have in our life is nothing really to do with us. He has a plan for us, and
Mm-hmm.
we have to, and that's where the faith kicks in, to know and to trust it, and still live your life in that process. That's the hard part. I know there's a lot of women, and I never want to sound ever condescending, because everyone's got a journey, that could be waiting as we speak for the husband
Mm-hmm.
first, for
Mm-hmm.
the child, or have gone through countless rounds of IVF or countless fertility issues. But they just got to have faith, if it's something within your heart, that it will happen, and just persevere, because there's always a plan bigger than us. And I was, even through this journey or prior, I had a decision that if it wasn't biologically mine, I was going to go down the adoption route, because a child is needed, a mother, that process is needed regardless, and it doesn't change or make you bad, whichever way you decide. So I almost surrendered. Whatever that was going to be was going to be, but God chose a different path for me, and I'm so grateful for that. So you never know what the journey is.
Yes, very nice. Powerful, powerful. When you talk about the word surrender, what
Hmm.
what does that mean to you? Because you said you surrendered to the path, whatever path it was going to be. That
Yeah.
would mean whether you're going to go the adoption road or you're going to stay within the IVF road.
I think I had to, it was really frustrating. The grateful thing, and this is what I speak to a lot of my girlfriends about, or just read articles or watch other podcasts about the journey of motherhood later, or wondering if you're going to have a child later. It can be very stressful, when you're going through life, wondering what is going to happen, because all around you, surrounded by media, is these perfect families, husband and wife or partners, and everyone's living perfectly, and you wonder, what am I doing wrong if that's not my path, or that's not where I'm at right now? But you have to find a peace. And how I found it, prior to even meeting my husband, was, and I know it sounds very cliche, I went on the eat, prayer, love, but there was no love at the end of the eat prayer. I needed to find myself again and fall in love with myself, because it's really important. Before you find love, you have to feel peaceful and in love with you. And I went on a Ayurvedic retreat. It was very interesting. I was supposed to go with my brother and his then girlfriend on a trip to Goa. And I just thought, I love them both, but I felt like the third leg, I don't want to do that. Let me see if I can find my way. But being a woman, you can't travel too far on your own. You know, there's a protection with the family. You know what Caribbean, African families, they don't want to release you. So I found a medium, and I ended up going to Portugal, to Madeira for 7 days. And it was 7 days of prayer, meditation, cleansing, realigning my spirit and my being. And then I fell back in love with myself. It was the most beautiful experience. It was not any like TVs and nothing. It was just detoxing. And I came back with a different energy. I was kind of magnetized towards even the opposite sex. They were finding me very attractive because I was happy with me. And not long after that, I met my husband, who is now my husband. Isn't that interesting? Because I was at just this center.
Wow.
And love finds you when you're centered, when you're in a good space. You don't chase it, and you shouldn't. Sorry, as a woman, I'm not chasing. Like, they need to find you and want you. And as that happened, my life started having a different direction.
Yeah.
So there's a centering you need, and there's a peace and a surrender, which happened for me
Yeah.
to just say, this is my position. And you know what? I'm not going to worry about the future. I'm just going to enjoy it and live it. And whatever the path is, as grandma said, wait on the Lord, whatever my direction is just going to be and come to pass. Let's not force it. And I didn't. And it's all gone exactly the way I hoped it would go. And I'm so grateful for that.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Mm.
It's not only beautiful, it's actually powerful. Because lots of people, many times, oh, even ourselves who know and understand the word surrender, there are moments when you're in resistance, still holding on tight. You feel
Yeah,
you surrendered, but you haven't really. You're still
yeah,
tied to a particular direction in you, and you're not fully releasing to the high power. You're not releasing to God's will. You're
yeah,
still holding on to a particular path. So it's really powerful um, to see that you went through that. But I also love the fact that you took us through the journey of going to Portugal and really being into this retreat and coming out beautifully aligned and centered to who you are and loving yourself deeply. I think
yeah.
for women, that's really a huge perspective.
It
Coming
is.
back home and loving yourself deeply.
So it's hard because, as I said, there's so much noise that's sent our way. Media, social media is just in it. You're inundated with information, what you deem to be perfect, and it's overwhelming. And then you look at yourself as a woman and think, am I enough? And I say this to the audience, you are more than enough. You have to be enough for yourself before anyone can be enough for you, or you can be enough for somebody.
Mhm.
And you have to walk in this faith and this surety. And that's the energy that you actually attract the opposite. It's interesting because when you're just comfortable, wandering around, doing your thing, enjoying yourself, able to date yourself. When I say that, go out and eat on your own. I can do that, even comfortably now, being a wife. Go to the cinema, be able to enjoy your own company, not in an uncomfortable way. There's a peace in that. And people wonder, okay, would you come here on your own? Yeah, I did. Oh, you know, wandering around the art gallery on my own, wandering around the library on my own because I'm a book reader. But
Yeah,
there's something very sexy about that because you're comfortable in your own skin. So I
yeah,
say this to the women, a lot of the time we think we need to try, just be and be comfortable. And you'll be surprised who's watching.
yeah. That's
Mm.
amazing. That is a big, big statement and a huge one that we've gone into in terms of self-love because I do remember a moment and I was expecting my third child and this woman, I was in a shopping center and this mother that I know, she was a mother of two girls and by then my boys were in primary school. She comes out of the cinema. It's about 12 noon. And I stop, I say, hey, where are you from? The cinema. And I'm like, what? On your own? You say,
Mm.
yeah, girl, I got my own.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then she gave me a brief about how she runs her life and what she had cut off time, where her me time starts every day, 8 p.m.
Really? Good
Yes,
lady.
every single day of her life. I remember just being blown away. I kept looking at her, thinking, "How is
Yeah,
this possible?" And you've just brought it back through this.
yeah.
I remember someone doing that.
It's important. I think we forget, now being a mother, I'm not going to lie, it's very hard to have the me time. But my husband is amazing. He gives me space. I went out last weekend and we wasn't doing the best. I wasn't feeling the best, but I needed that space. And sometimes you need space in order to come back to be a better wife and a better mother. And otherwise, just overwhelmed. But you have to carve out the time. I used to do that before being a mother. Now I've got to do it even more so because you look around and the whole week's gone and you've done nothing. So we have to remember the different titles we have in different direct sides of our life. So when we're living in single space, that's not a negative. It's actually quite amazing. I'm not saying I want to be single, but you've got lots done. You could travel, you can do all sorts. So don't see it as a negative, see it as a preparational time for the future. Yeah. And then when you're in a marriage, that's another journey. You've got to learn to compromise and be with somebody and understand their isms, and they got to understand your isms. And then you bring a baby in the mix. Woo, that changes it again. So there's different chapters that you have to navigate. So a lot of women, and I remember laughing to myself, we pine for this and not realizing all the different chapters. And it's not easy going through those different chapters and journeys. So embrace, I say to your ladies, embrace singleton, embrace it, because when you move into motherhood, you move into being a wife, it's a different experience, a beautiful one, I must add, but you've got to navigate and change for that. So we have to embrace the different chapters in our life because they all get us ready for all the different chapters in your life, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. It does. It's really empowerment in force here, the way you've broken it down, because
Yeah.
I think I did the reverse. I
Okay.
was just lost in every title at the same time. Moreover, at the same time.
Yeah.
And it took me forever to raise my head to fully
Mm.
understand that. And by then you're lost
Yeah, and that
completely.
can be very difficult.
Yeah.
And I say this obviously as a Christian, what I haven't done enough of, and I have to be more mindful. I do have a lot of devotional time now with my son. We sing together, ironically, in like on a Sunday, listen to music, and I hear him. It's so cute when we pick him up from nursery. He's humming a lot, so
Mhm.
clearly his mummy's a singer. It's all he does.
Mhm.
So I have devotional time with him, and obviously devotional time on my own. But you have to have stillness. And one of the things I realized through the journey before even having my son
Mm.
is stillness is what prepared me for what was coming.
All
So
right.
be okay to be still. And what I mean by that, it means nothing, no TV, no social media sometimes. Just chill, look out the window if you have a nice view. If you don't, find a park and just be with nature, because
Mhm.
that's kind of answers some of the questions. And then that stillness, you can find a lot about yourself. Now, I must add, sometimes stillness is uncomfortable for a lot of people because that's when you can think, overthink.
Mhm.
But you would train yourself over time to just enjoy the peace. And we did that a lot in COVID because we was always trying to get out, wasn't we? Like, oh God, we've
Yeah.
got a couple of hours to go to the park. We was
Yeah.
more disciplined in stillness then because we had no choice but to.
Mhm.
But being comfortable in your own self is
Yeah.
so important. Then you can be comfortable in someone else's presence because you're at peace.
Yes. 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 I think that's the hardest thing, being comfortable with yourself. For many people, they just don't know how to do that.
It's hard because so much noise,
Mhm.
and you got to have the perfect body. I mean, after having my son, my body didn't snap back. Absolutely not. It just
Mhm.
didn't. And it still hasn't. And I'm trying and working through it. But
Mhm.
I'm okay with it
Yeah.
because this is who I am. This is another version of my body, another
Exactly.
version of me because I'm now a mother. I've got the war
Yeah.
marks for it. And I
Yeah.
love that. But
Yeah.
we put so much pressure because you see
So
people in
much.
the public eye that have
Mhm.
got everything back. Like, oh
Yes.
my God, how does she look like that after 3 or 4? But we know that the illusion is normally cosmetic and what have
Yeah.
you. So you
Yeah.
just got to just be comfortable in every, as I said, chapter. When we was young, our body was tighter. When we're older, it's going to move a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's okay too.
Yes. Love yourself, whichever way. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. Now, looking back at the version of you who is still waiting, what would you say to her now?
I will say again, wait on the Lord. I get it now. I would say to not put the pressure because there's a lot of pressure and a lot of it's external, isn't it? Like in our community, as people of color, people are quite tactless. They are very brutal when it comes to you as a woman when you are not married and you're not with child. And you'd hear the comments and you kind of avoid those family gatherings because you know it's going to be the next thing they're going to say. Not married yet, no
Ah,
babies yet.
yeah,
And that's hard. So
yeah.
you're already dealing with it internally, and then you've got to deal with external people just looking around if there's a child on your arm or there's
Ah,
a bump. And
about
that doesn't help us, does it, when we're going through that journey?
no.
But we've got to recognize that it's our journey, it's our contract. And when it happens, it happens. Or if it doesn't happen, that's okay too, because
Yeah,
there's always a path for everybody.
yeah.
Makes sense?
Yes, it does. It does. And it's
So
beautiful.
just be at peace, whatever your situation.
Be at peace with yourself. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because I do have a few people I have that I know, and I was quick to direct them to your story, and
Oh, thank you.
I'm hoping deep down, fully, they are aligned and they can really get strength from your own story and keep.
Absolutely. And also, don't be scared. I speak to a lot of young women, and I'm going to say something which is a little bit off center. We
Mm.
need to understand our reproductive systems more than ever. We don't talk about that in the community. We just don't.
No,
We
no,
wait on the Lord and do nothing. Don't know nothing about underlying conditions.
yeah,
Don't know what we could have wrong. Don't
yeah,
nothing. So
yeah.
get used to and love your body and get those checks done so you know what you're dealing with. So
Mm,
when that time does come, if there's any complications or questions, you're already ahead of the curve. We
mm,
do it with our hair. We spend money on our hair, nails,
mm,
bags,
mm,
teeth,
mm, mm,
skin, but we
mm.
forget about what we need to do when it comes to our reproductive system, though it's functioning the
Yeah.
same way and what we want. So don't be scared to investigate that. And then one more I'm going to add is please, please, if you're young, think about, and I know it's the waiting on the Lord, think about freezing your eggs for the future because you don't know what your pathway will be, but you've got ahead of the curve. It's not something that we talk about. It's
No.
really taboo, but it's important to think about it if it's something that you want to do. So it gives you the best position. We don't speak about it in the community. We
Yeah.
just don't.
I hadn't thought about that. And
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up. I
Yeah, a lot
hadn't.
of women don't, and it's not something they speak about. Our parents are going to talk.
No,
What?
no,
Church? What? No way. But
no. I
what?
haven't
But then
even
what?
been involved in such a conversation. So
You've
thank you.
never ever. But it's a conversation that we must have now in the
Yeah.
community because we, as a community of women, are the ones that are later in life having children. We're
Yeah.
not finding our helpmates, our suited partners
Yeah.
early on. So
Yeah.
why are we not thinking like that to protect us, to give us a space and give us a chance? If that's something that people feel comfortable with, I must add.
Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for that. And how has your definition of womanhood evolved through this journey?
Uh, as I said again, it's a chapter. It's oh wow. Becoming is the word I use. And I don't want to jump on the back of Mrs. Beautiful Michelle Obama, but I
Yes.
so understand that now.
Yes, I do.
Reading her book and seeing what she spoke about, I didn't get it. But
Yeah.
now being a mother has added that little layer to it.
Yes.
And when I was younger, I was doing young things, learning, experimenting, thinking I knew everything. But when you get to a certain age, which I am, and
Mhm.
then being a mother as an extension, you're becoming, and I'm still learning. I'm
Mm,
now trying to figure out what that looks like. The motherhood stance of me, the ambition is there, but then motherhood comes first.
mm,
Then you become literally maybe third down or fourth down the line because that's how it works. He's always, I think of even how I feed him. He
mm.
eats and then I eat later. That never was the case, was it? Or maybe my husband might eat and I eat. And I know some women might go, oh my God, no, we don't do that. But that's the order of play for my household. My
Yeah.
baby comes first. And
Yeah.
every decision I make, I've got to think about how he functions.
Yes.
I walk out the house, I've got to make sure he's got his water, his snacks. Before I wasn't doing that. I'd walk out my handbag, got my lipstick, my Chanel, my perfume. That's not the case now.
No,
My
this is
bag's full of his stuff. Yeah. So you're becoming and learning and growing and she's laughing because it's true. Or I go somewhere and it's professional and I look and I've got like a teething ring and I'm like, oh God, sorry about that. That's in my bag now.
I
Whereas
remember.
before it was all my personal stuff and my Gucci or whatever. So yeah.
That's so good. That's so good. That's a great reminder. I remember I used to have that toys fast in the car. I mean, in the bag, before you
Yeah.
put your lip gloss, there are toys in your bag. And that's because
Toys in
you
there.
need
That's
them to
right.
be comfortable wherever you're heading. Just
That's
before yourself. Yeah.
that's correct.
Yeah.
That's
That's
correct. So
beautiful.
that's what it is. You becoming, but now that you have to have you can't be selfish as a mother because they will always come first, your child. And you've got to pre-plan and you've got to wear a lot of hats and be literally an octopus. I look at my things to do list and it's hilarious. Like, okay, well, I've got this to do. And it always gets pushed back because I haven't got the time.
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
he's not well,
Hmm.
he comes first.
Hmm. Hmm. It's really important that he comes first. That's true. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. So, with that, you've been incredibly open about your IVF journey. What was one of the most challenging moments, and what carried you through it? I know we have God and faith being at the center of that, but is there anything else, that if you have this moment, and also what carried you in addition
Yeah.
to faith?
There's so many layers to going through an IVF journey. I never understood it. I didn't actually research that much before. And that's interesting because I think you can actually overthink, can't you? So I didn't know a lot of which I was facing. I just kind of went through it as I was going through it. But the most scariest moment I would say is the waiting. When you go through it, is knowing whether you got what you wanted at the end of it. And that's when faith kicked in. I was in prayer constantly. But
Mm.
prior to having, and it's something I want to encourage women to do of all ages, I'm a big vision boarder. I
Ah,
haven't done it for a while. And it's bad. I thought about it. I've been so busy. I
mm,
haven't done my one for the year, but I've got it in my head. I kind of know what I'm trying to achieve.
yeah.
But I used to always have a vision board of what I want to achieve in that year. And
Yes.
you know what? There was a picture of a little boy on this vision board in a cot and heels, a trainer, and a little baby trainer. My hairdresser reminded me the other day that was on my vision board. So I visualized him before I even had him, before we even went down the IVF route. And it's so powerful. So visualization, writing things down, it's biblical and about writing things down and making it plain. But I saw my child before I had him. And my family, because I'm so girly, they're like, oh my God, you're having a girl, you're having a girl. And I was like, nope, it's a boy. And then we went for the scan, it was a boy. So that is something I must add on top of the fact I was petrified when I was waiting for the news of whether I was or I wasn't. But I had a vision beforehand. And I encourage all women, whatever it is, and it might sound over the top. You want this big house on the hill, put it
Mhm.
on a vision board. Get
Mm.
yourself literally a cork board with pins. Lovely. I'll get some rose gold ones because they were pretty.
Yes,
Have a
they are.
moment,
Mhm.
whatever you enjoy, whether it's a lovely cup of tea, herbal tea, champagne, I don't know your fizzle,
Yes.
and spend a few hours and literally cut out pictures of things that you love, whether it be a Chanel bag, whether it be Chanel earrings, I don't know, perfume,
Yeah.
trip on a jet, whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever you inspire, and it might sound outlandish, and put it on your vision board and look at it every single day. And I tell you this, you will start to see and visualize, and it will come to pass.
It,
That's what how it's so it's up here and what you see.
yeah.
So powerful because you
It,
if you don't believe, how can your body believe, and how can your actions believe, and how can the world believe?
yeah. Okay. If you don't believe, how can your body believe? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
powerful.
it's you hear these stories of people healing because
Mhm.
they're so positive about the healing within. They believe that they're going to be healed, and then the
Mhm.
doctors are like, "What? You know, they're marveled because that's not supposed to happen." But
Mhm.
they believe within the healing, the internal. Of course, you need the assistance, and whether it's functional medicine versus alternative, and all the combination. But when you hear this positivity or you see this energy come from people, and then they lived another year or another two, or this didn't nothing happened, and they're here still, that tells you something's going on up here, and it's all connected, isn't it?
It is beautiful. It is connected. And
Mhm.
yeah, so you can listen to that. It's you get your vision board sorted.
Vision boards,
Yeah,
please. I should
right.
actually maybe do one, like have maybe a vision party or something. But I believe in it. I really, really do.
I
It
do
is the
as
most
well.
powerful tool you can use
Yes,
in
it
life.
is.
Yep.
It is.
Yep.
So visualize yourself being so, and write it down, I could imagine. So did the picture have blue? Was that blue in the
Yeah,
corner?
it was a little boy. Yeah, it was a man and a woman, a man and woman of color, literally going to grab their baby out of the cot, and it was a little boy. And then the picture of, like I said, my heels, because I'm a heel lady, a big
Ah,
trainer, which is my husband's, and a little trainer. I saw that and I was just, oh my God, I visualized him.
that's
He's
so
here.
beautiful. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. That's so powerful. And yeah, great. Thank you for that. So,
Yeah.
how did you hold on to hope during this period of uncertainty? And
Say that again, sorry.
how did you hold on to this hope? Was there anything special that helped you hold on to the hope during uncertainty? Yeah.
Yeah, music. Obviously, I was listening to gospel constantly. That's all I fueled my spirit with. And being around the right people, let's get real. Your positive energy is even better when you're around positive people.
Mm.
So when I revealed that I was expecting, because obviously I had to give myself a period of time, and that happens whether it's IVF or not. You have to make sure everything's functioning, the baby's doing well. Everyone was so happy for me. I felt the love, the joy, and that helps you. Also gives you the encouragement to keep functioning and remaining positive. I never stopped that anxiety. And when I say this, I wasn't like over the falling apart, but until I held my son, that's the only time I knew, everyone that's gone through that journey, when you're looking on the scan and they're looking and you're trying to figure out what it is, you're always very anxious and apprehensive. But the moment I held him and he was fine and he cried, that's when I know he was fine. So it never goes away. And then obviously now he's here, I'm worried about his colds. And so you never ever stop and you just deal with it differently. And I pray on him every single day. Before he leaves the house, he's prayed from head to toe. So prayer is a very powerful tool that I use in anything that I'm uncertain about. That's how I deal with it. I just go into prayer, and I do it all the time. So silly little things like I'm walking down the road or something I'm thinking about, I'm instead of me stressing, I just say, God, what do you think? I have a conversation. What do you think? Should I do it? Should I not? And then normally he will show me a sign that I should or I shouldn't, you know? So I live in that's my space. I can't really function without it. And then having my son, because I know it was him, because I know the prayer that I asked, I know how I've cried in my pillow, because I have him now, I can't deny him. So I have to ask him when I'm asked doing things. Does it make sense? I can't go, well, yeah, thanks, you gave me this. I've got like every function and every movement. Is this the path? Is this what you want me to do? And he answers normally. Oh, I've got to wait for the answer.
Oh, yeah, that's powerful. The power of prayer, praying over him head to toe. Ladies, you can listen to that and do the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great reminder. Really powerful for us to align to the greatness of prayer. And
Mm.
yeah, it's huge. It's huge.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
very good. So, what do you wish more women knew about the emotional and psychological realities of IVF after
Yeah.
40?
Yeah. They should never go into this lightly. Not that I did, but I didn't really grasp how much of a journey it is, how many things have to align for it to work. It was preparation, I would say over 3 years preparation before I actually went through the IVF to get my body right, to cleanse it, to remove alcohol from my body. Not that I was an alcoholic, but I would have a tipple here and there to give my vessel the best possible chance.
Mhm.
So I knew that if I'd cleansed it, supplements, I went really holistic, lost weight, ate correctly, slept correctly, and all the things you need to do.
Wow.
I didn't, it helped me that whatever the result, I gave it the best I could.
Mhm.
So that's what I think I wasn't prepared to know how much it takes off of you discipline, understanding, and also you have to recognize that you've got to remain faithful whatever the results, because
Mhm.
I could have done all of this and it might not have been the result that I got. And how would I have dealt with that? Doesn't make sense.
Yes, it
they
does.
they speak about having pre-counseling. I didn't have it, my counseling was God, but I recommend it because you need to talk through those things, how you and your partner is going to be able to process it, because you're going for it jointly. How does he feel? Because we're going for it, but he's watching me go for it.
Mhm.
um there's so much that has to align. It's not this, oh, we just a textbook tick box exercise. No, 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 no. It's a little bit more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be happy when you're doing this, because that also, I believe, helps the whole process. Because it's life you're bringing, isn't it? And life is the most beautiful thing you can do.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is life you're bringing. That's beautiful. That's
Mm.
beautiful. Wow, that's a great way in which we can prepare. Anyone who's listening can actually think about preparing your body
Preparing your
for
body.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, not to knock the fertility landscape, but it's a money making exercise, isn't it? They're not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not. They're going to give you the best options. They're going to try and level you out, make sure your body is okay, your
Mhm.
hormones and all of that. But they're not going to say beforehand, fix this, get your head together, eat. They're not going to tell you that. They just want you to do around because it's a few thousand to do it. They're not looking at it from that perspective. Because that's how they're making money. But we as individuals have to understand what it entails and prepare ourselves for it. Make sure we know what underlying conditions are. Because I had a thyroid condition that I had to get stable before I had my child. Women don't know that. And then they go ahead and do it, spend the money, it doesn't work. So it's so important to kind of understand the mechanics of you. And then, need I say, not just the mechanics of me, the mechanics of your husband, your partner, because that also impacts us when we're bearing children or trying to. And that can be a taboo again, because men are like, what, me? Oh, no, I'm good. And it might not be. We know that conversation. That's another conversation offline.
Yeah.
But
That's,
it's that transparency that we have to have. And it's so uncomfortable at times because we're now talking about things that people don't speak about and don't want to,
no, they
you
don't.
know? It's
Yeah.
vulnerability, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. They don't want to. And
No.
when we open up, we ease up for many people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm really glad that you're able to share all of these great
Yeah.
tips.
I
Yeah.
want to help. I want people who are waiting on the Lord, people that are wondering, to have as much answers as they can, and before they go down that route or not. But at
Yes.
least I'm giving them some tools to
Yes.
help them. It's
Yes.
important. It
Yeah.
really is.
Great. Thank you for that. And what was the moment like when you first held?
Oh. Um, this is a moment I'm going to get emotional. I'm never going to forget it. Yeah, that's all I can say. Yeah, it's the most beautiful ending to the waiting. And I look at him every day, and I'm not saying everyone that has children, they love their children, but there's something powerful when you go through that type of journey and that's the end result, because it's unorthodox, as they say. I love my child with all my heart, and I'm so grateful for him. So yeah, you touched a nerve by asking that. Yeah, most beautiful feeling in the world, and I really want that for every woman that has that yearning, because there's nothing like it.
Can't be.
Nothing like it.
No, no, they can't be. They
Mm,
can't be after waiting. It's a they are all children and we are all miracles, but after
yeah,
waiting, it's
yeah.
it sounds different. And yeah, like for me following you even on social media and just seeing you, I was just blown away. The
Oh, thank
shower,
you.
the baby shower. I was just like, oh, it's
Yeah,
real, it's
it's
real.
real. I know. I did everything. I did the maternity shoot. I just thought I've got to. I didn't do like what's it called, the baby reveal. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's the most amazing feeling. It is something. It all makes sense. My life now. I'm not saying it didn't before. I was always very ambitious, but I have something to work for, because I was working for me and me and my husband, but that's not enough, is it? Now I can graft, I can know that I'm doing it for him, and it's just the most incredible feeling. And it's emotional. Let's get prepared for emotion, women, because there's a lot that you go through. How you feel and stuff. Yeah. I
Yeah.
cry at everything now because it's just I'm extra sensitive to everything. Yeah.
It's just a stupid days and deeper purpose. And I'm trying to think about the mother you are. Are you very super protective or? What
God,
is
I
that?
am. I need to calm down a bit. Yeah, the nursery, bless them. They know who I am. They're like, oh, she's back again. Yes. So, oh God, yeah,
Get
I am a little bit
prepared.
much. Yeah, absolutely. I'm pulling back. He's getting more dependent. He walks. He's doing okay, but yeah, I am that, and I really have to pull back. Like it's okay. There's prayer over him. That's enough, really. Don't need to be over the top. But yeah, I am that mum. God,
So when you
I
pick
do
him up, how many questions are you asking?
a whole list. They're like, it's actually quite funny. They're sitting there like, okay, yes, yep, and then there's a follow-up one. God, the poor people. But yeah, it's a lot. Oh dear.
Not too sure.
Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, I am that mummy, I'm afraid.
Do you have to cross-check his body? Like
No, it's
anything
funny
has
you
happened?
say that. I do. I absolutely do. I do. I am that mummy. I know him inside out, so I'm like, but as I said, that's why I know I need to pull back because I've got prayer over him. He has the angels. He's good. If I be honest with you, he's fine, and he's covered. Believe me, he's covered. So sometimes you just got to just pull back, chill, relax. Yes, I do need to do that, Stella. Absolutely. Oh
How
dear.
has becoming this mother shaped you in terms of perspective of timing and destiny?
Interesting you say that, I've got so many things that are in my sight, my ambition, my wants. And I've always wondered, I was like, God, you gave me this now. And I've still got so much to do. I've still got so much to finish. But nothing is, as I say, by happenstance. There's a reason. And sometimes this journey that's happened has slowed me down to think a bit clearer and to be more strategic about my moves. Before I was just doing loads of things, but now I'm like, okay, if I do this, it's got to make sense. It's not just, it's got to impact my family in a positive way. I could be out and doing things and be overnight somewhere. I can't do that now. I have a son, so it's changed the timing of things and the importance of things. What makes sense to me now? That I will say. That's what it has done for sure.
Yeah.
Especially my creativity. Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting more
Yeah.
strategic. So, thank you for
Yeah.
that. So, in what ways do you feel more prepared? Have perhaps just differently prepared than you might have been early
Yeah.
in life?
I think it's a responsibility in me now. You have to be because I now am responsible for a being, a child. So
Mhm.
whereas before I could do things and catch up with it, I can't do that now. I've got to be more precise in my moves. Yeah.
Mm.
Something as basic as making sure that there's food every single night. Before I could grab a sandwich and I'm good. Not
Mm.
anymore. Feeding because they dictate everything that you do. When
Mhm.
he was very small, his
Mm.
naps dictated my whole day, whether
Mhm.
we go out, whether we don't.
Mhm.
So therefore, once you have responsibility of a child, and it changes, obviously as they get older, they become more independent.
Mm.
Uh, but you have to be prepared for every move you make, every decision, every thought. Traveling, oh my God. I remember watching those adverts and I used to laugh, but now I get it. You're leaving with everything when you're going on a holiday because it's about him. It's about making sure he's got a car seat, drop seat, this seat, that sweet. Oh my God. So yeah, preparedness is definitely the word to use. You've got to be
Yeah.
prepared.
Oh, great. So, what has
Mm.
surprised you the most so far in terms of motherhood?
Say that again.
What has surprised you the most in terms of
Oh
motherhood?
wow. Cool. I think it's the unknowns. Like people have told me things about what you're going to prepare for. So nursery, they'll get every bug going. Yep. Okay. You got to be mindful of their teething, when they're going to walk, when they're not going to walk, when they're going to potty. But it's the emotional side I didn't realize how I'm not a warrior, but I am now. I worry about things. I think about things. I'm thinking about the future. What does that look like? Am I prepared for him? Would he be okay? And also, I'm going to be older mother. So he's going to be his early years. I'm going to be older. I've got to make sure I'm okay. So my journey, because of that, I maybe worry about more than maybe some of the mothers would who had them younger. Does it
Mm,
make sense?
it does.
I'm now thinking about his legacy and what it looks like for him.
Mm,
And
mm.
I'm actually not anxious about it, but I want to get it right because he needs a foundation for him more than ever.
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
that's what's made that's a very different feeling. I wouldn't, if it was myself, you just think about you, what you're going to do, just kind of do it. But now I'm like, okay, I'm more organized, I'm more structured. I have to make sure things are okay. I've got to make the right decisions in business, those type of things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it impacts my family now.
Yes, yes. Oh, great. Powerful as well. So when we look at your platform, because it centers around identity,
Yeah.
how was or how has motherhood reshaped your sense of self?
It's made me more assured in myself.
Hmm.
I've always been a person that's fearless in that respect. I'm not really scared of much. I'll be honest with you. I go anywhere, speak to anybody, don't look down on anyone. Everyone's the same. You know, I'm that kind of individual. Quite try to give off positivity and just kind of live life. You got one, isn't haven't you? But
Hmm.
being a mother, it's made me respect other mothers because before I was a mother, I didn't really understand them, you know. But
Hmm.
just now, if I see a child having a meltdown, I'm like, oh God, yeah, I know what you're going through. You know, I have more empathy as
Hmm.
opposed to, and more, yeah, I would say empathy and a little bit more patience. Oh no, I was always patient, very laid back, but
Hmm.
wow, patience, that's something I definitely hold. Um, and it makes me feel more powerful as a mother, my
Hmm.
identity. I just feel
Hmm.
this crown's here now. I had a crown before, but now it's like real firmly fit on my head. Like, because it's like, because just making him was incredible, let alone what we've got to do when they're born. Doesn't make sense. I think we have not been valued as women in the way
Yeah.
we should. We are incredible.
Yes, yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
some cultures they have like a drum outside when they've had a baby and flowers. I get it. Like, yes,
Yeah,
flowers, send them all because
yeah,
we are wow. I didn't understand it, but now I get it. And I
yeah.
salute women, salute them. Women have more than one child, women that do it on their own. I'm just like, wow, you are incredible. Because
And
it's a lot.
it
It's
is
a
a
lot.
lot. It's a lot. It's
And
a
you
lot.
still got to show up.
I know. Regardless
Yeah.
of how you feel. Yeah. You have
Let's
to
show
show
up.
up for this
That's
human
correct.
being. Yeah. And put
That's
them
correct. That's
first.
correct.
Yeah. Amazing
Yeah.
and beautifully put. So how has becoming mother answered the question, who am I? Or has
Oh
it
no.
deepened it in any way?
Yeah, it has. No, definitely. He's made me more proud of who I am in the things that I've done in the past to get me to this journey. And
Mhm.
then even more excited about what I'm about to do. You know, I want my little boy to look at me and go, that's mummy. Like, oh, mum, you know, that proudness. Because you want that, don't you? You want your parents, my parents to be proud. And then you want ultimately your child to be proud of you. So it's made things that I want to do even more profound.
Yeah.
That's the best way. It's made me more profound, really want to get things finished, really want to accomplish more. And you think it would slow me down. It's actually made me go even harder and go, all right, I've got to get this, got to go do that. Um, and but at the same time, I'm very aware of people always say you can't get this time back. You know, he's very young. You enjoy those moments. So equally, I will cancel something if I have to look after him and spend that quality time. When he comes from the nursery, I'm up the stairs waiting for him, you know, my baby, because that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I'm going to blink and he's going to not want to cuddle me as much. You know, been told this and I don't know I'm going to cope very well. I don't know how I'm going to cope.
Yeah, I know.
But so while he is young and he's growing, I'm just enjoying it because
Yes.
this time is precious, isn't it?
Yeah. And the time goes so fast and they're grown. And yeah, so you
Oh
want to
no.
soak up all those moments as much as you can. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So how do you balance it? I know you talked about you've been empowering all of us in terms of how to be. But I want to know how you balance the creative visionary founder and being a mom, a wife. How do you try? Let me maybe use the word try here to
Mm.
come to balance with it all.
Organization, I would say. I've got to make sure I am organized in my day to day and prioritizing what I need to do. Does it make sense?
Yes, yes. Yeah. So there are always priorities, knowing them.
Absolutely. And making sure, as I said earlier, I don't do things which don't make sense now. I'm not saying I did before, but now I really make sure I do things which I can make sense of, that are moving in the right direction. I don't just go to events. I don't just have deals that have no real
Purpose.
grounding.
Yeah. Real purpose, deep purpose, and grounding. Okay,
Hmm.
very good. What parts of yourself have you rediscovered or reclaimed through motherhood?
Oh, wow. I think the more relaxed version of me, because I have to be, you have to be very patient as a parent. When he has a meltdown, I've got to be able to handle it and talk him through it.
Mm.
So I've rediscovered that peacefulness that I used to have. When you're on the grind and on the wheel, a lot of the time you think that you have to move at a certain pace, but being a mother, it slowed me down somewhat.
Mm, mm, mm.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, very good. So the story challenges societal timelines. What does "it's not too late" mean to you now?
It means that you work on your own contract. That's it. A lot of the time we have all these ideas of what we should have done by a certain time. Absolutely not. You
Mm,
do whatever you can at whatever time you can and
mm.
be okay with that.
Okay. And how do we transfer this into dreams, that whether it's beyond motherhood, the fact that you are not running out of time? How would you say to a woman who feels like they're running out of time for their dreams?
No, you're never running out of time. There's never a time. Obviously, we have a time for women who could conceive, so that I have to always respect. But equally, always remember things happen when they're supposed to. There's
Mm,
no time that you've got to have done it. Most of success stories happen later on in life if you really want to think about it.
okay. Yeah, very good. So you have created spaces like the Village for Women to feel seen and supported. Why is community so important, especially in journeys like yours?
Because you can share, and everyone thinks that their experience is unique, and they'll find out that it isn't. They'll
Mm.
realize there's somebody going through something, if not literally identical or similar. So I want people to feel that they're not on this journey alone. It takes a village, hence why it's called the village. That's what I got it from.
Yeah, okay. It takes a village for anything, for all becomings. Yeah,
That's correct. Yes.
very good. Thank you. So what kinds of conversations do you think we still need to normalize around fertility and motherhood?
Oh, loads of them. What you need to do about your reproductive system, freezing of eggs, understanding your reproductive system. Oh gosh, just that conversational piece about fertility. We don't speak about it enough in our community. We need to. We need to embrace it and recognize that it impacts everybody at different levels and different ages, not just when you're in your late 40s. Earlier on, people are suffering with various different things. They need to talk about it. And then they can maybe find ways to treat it because everyone's talking to each other as opposed to suffering in silence.
Yes, yes, I think it's really powerful because even Rupta is talking about fibroids and she's really intense about it. And you find that until we create spaces for people to feel um, comfortable with holding conversations, then all the others suffering, the inner suffering will
That's
be,
correct.
yeah, will be is. Thank you for that. So, what has been the most powerful response you've received from another woman since sharing your story?
Oh, I've got loads of inboxes and DMs, just that they feel encouraged. They realize that it's not without it's not out of reach. I think what they've felt more than ever that it's not out of reach. It's something that they can definitely obtain. Before they never felt that, but now they know that it's something that is possible. So
It
the
is
possibility.
releasing the possibility. You are that beacon of possibility. Ah, it's beautiful. Thank you for doing that for women. Yeah. What does Mother's Day mean to you now compared to
I,
really?
I used to watch and see the cards and the flowers and obviously take my mum out, but now I'm taken out. Now I receive flowers and cards and I It's a beautiful feeling. It's an absolutely beautiful feeling. I'm now part of the whole experience.
What
It's the
did you
best
do
feeling.
this Mother's Day? What did the little one do?
I got a little card with a scribble and then flowers and wine and chocolates, all the things that I love. It was beautiful. I
That
just spent the
card.
day with him. Yeah, cuddles. Yeah.
Did the card have an image of you?
Yeah, no, it didn't actually, but it had his writing, however they did it. So that was beautiful.
Oh, very beautiful. How will you be celebrating? Okay, you've already celebrated. So you got the card, you got the flowers, the wine, and you had to spend time with all of them. Was that your first?
It's my second.
Your
It's my
second?
second. Yeah, my second.
Second. Oh, beautiful. How old is
Yeah.
he now?
He's 17 months now.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, get a big baby. Oh, still my baby though.
Yeah, he is a baby. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So in one sentence, how would you describe the chapter of your life?
Beautiful. That's the word. The most happiness. Yeah. Beautiful and happiness. I
Beautiful.
just love it. I'm enjoying every moment of it. Really am.
Very nice. So what does being a stellar mother mean to you?
Uh, Empowerful. All right. Empowerment, inspiring, encouraging, purposeful. That's what it means to me.
Beautiful. Amazing. That's it. If your journey could be captured in one message for the world, what would it be?
Never give up. That's what it would be. Never, ever, ever give up on whatever it is that you want. Stay focused and stay hopeful.
Thank you so much, Rene, for sharing this amazing, beautiful, happy story with
You're
us
very
on
welcome.
Never Give Up. Thank you so
Never give
much.
up.
And I hope you can tap into this light and move it into your life or share it with another woman who is listening or who won't be listening or watching. Please spread the light. We're here to spread that light. Rene, it has been amazing having you again for the second time into the Stella Woman Show and into the magazine. It has just been a great pleasure.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much to your audience. And I really hope I've given you some gems, some lights to just push forward in life and be hopeful. To never give up.
Never give up. So wishing you again a great Mother's Day celebration. It has been me,
Thank you.
Stella Olivia Kikoya, and Rene here, our guest. Until next time, please keep being Stella and never give
Give
up.
up. Amen.